Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ. So we'll continue our discussion on economy. We were discussing the module growth and development, and we have so far completed 3 lectures. And in the first lecture we have done with HDI, and then we have talked about inequality adjusted HDI, and in the third module we have discussed about, in the third session we have discussed about multi-dimensional poverty index. Okay, so all these are actually published by UNDP in their human development report, which was published every year. I have told you it was introduced in 1990. The first time it was HDI, Human Development Index, in 1990, which was developed by UNDP and with a team of economists led by Professor Mahbubul Haq. And then after 20 years in 2010, they have introduced 3 more indices. That was multi-dimensional poverty index. We have discussed that already. And then we have discussed about inequality adjusted HDI. So all these we have discussed, and we have discussed about the calculation and everything. And one more was there, that is GII, Gender Inequality Index. Okay, this is what we are going to discuss today. Along with that, we will also discuss, after 4 years in 2014, they have introduced one more index, that is Gender Related Development Index, GDI. Okay, so what we are going to do today is this and this, and then I'll also talk about net economic welfare, one of the indicator of economic development, and then we will also talk about physical quality of life index. Okay, if time permits we'll do this, and we'll also talk about global hunger index. Okay, so all these things, these are peripheral areas which will be covered. So if you remember HDI, we have done in detail. I've told you why GM was used and how it captures interdimensional inequality. IHDI, how interdimensional inequality along with interdimensional inequality will be captured by using Atkinson method. MPI, we have also seen the very complicated calculation method. Okay, so if you have missed out any of the videos, you'll get all those videos here in this Telegram channel, or you can just get in touch with me through this Instagram ID. So let's get started with today's session. We are going to do gender inequality index. Okay, so far we have done 3. In all those 3, the dimensions are same, like health, education or knowledge, and standard of living. So here there is a small change. Okay, so here the dimensions, let me write the dimensions and indicators. So what you need to know is the dimensions as well as the indicators. In all the case, it was very easy for the 3, HDI, ISDI and multidimensional poverty index. The dimensions were same. In case of MPI, the indicators were different because 10 indicators we have seen. Dimensions were same. Okay, so here dimensions were 1, maternal health. Okay, so this is different, but this is related to health. Okay, there also it was related to health. 2, empowerment. 3, labor market. Okay, so these are the 3 dimensions. Now let's quickly see the indicators. So the first one in maternal health is maternal mortality ratio. Maternal mortality rate. Okay, so you already know this, we have done this discussion. Out of 1 lakh live birth, how many mothers or how many women is expected to die? Okay, that is maternal mortality rate. And then adolescent fertility rate. Adolescent fertility means between the age of 15 and 19, how many children born to this age group. Okay, that shows the vulnerability, right? Because these are the adolescent age group. So it will be if more live birth to this group means it is negative indicator. Okay, so that is adolescent fertility rate. And in case of empowerment also there are 2. One is male and female population having at least secondary education. Okay, that means up to +2. Okay, then second indicator in that is female and male share in parliamentary seats. Then labor market, the indicator is male and female labor force participation rate. That means percentage of labor force. So what do you mean by labor force participation rate? Those people who are willing and able to work. Okay, if you are willing to work, that is the labor force, and labor force divided by population into 100, that is the LFPR, labor force participation rate. Okay, so India's rank is what you need to look into, but there is one more GII, that is Global Innovation Index. India's rank in 2019 was 52. So here I am talking about Gender Inequality Index. There is one more Global Innovation Index, so don't be confused with these two. This is different. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, that is Gender Related Development Index. Gender Related Development Index, GDI. Okay, so it was introduced in 2014, as I have already told you. It measures gender disparities in respect of the 3 dimensions of HDI. Okay, so 3 dimensions of HDI: health, education, and standard of living. There, gender disparities will be taken into consideration. I've told you already, interdimensional, intradimensional. Now here, gender disparity. So how it is calculated? First you will calculate HDI for male, then you will calculate HDI for female, and then you will take the ratio HDI female divided by HDI male. So here, GDI will be equal to HDI female. So first you will calculate HDI for female separately, then you calculate HDI for male separately, and then you can measure the GDI. Okay, so the same indicators of HDI is what is used here. So I've discussed about 5 indicators here, 5 indices here: HDI, ISDI. Okay, these two are connected. HDI, it adjusts it with inequality, you will get ISDI. If it captures gender inequality also, then you will get Gender Related Development Index. In all these 3, the dimensions are same, that is health, education, and standard of living. Okay, so the 3 dimensions are same for these 3, and for MPI also, these 3 are the same dimensions. Okay, so for these 3 indices by HDR or UNDP, which was published along with HDR, are the same. Dimensions are same for these 4 indices, and only for GII it was different. And don't confuse this GII, Gender Inequality Index, with Global Innovation Index. Okay, now what value is ideal here? Value 1 is ideal, because then that shows the equality, but that is hypothetical, that is theoretical. See, 0.9 and 1.1 is actually considered equal. The reason is, if you get 0.9, female are deprived. Okay, but 1.1 means in this country male are deprived, and you know there are 16 countries where there is greater than 1 values there. That means in those countries male are deprived. Okay, so standard of well-being of female is much better than male. That's how you can interpret. What I want to tell you is 0.8 and 1.2 is actually same. 1.8 means females are deprived, 1.2 means male are deprived. Okay, so 1 is the ideal value. So what is the difference between GII and GDI? GII measures gender discrimination in terms of empowerment of women or participation in society, right? So you have seen the dimensions. It's all about parliamentary seats, education, maternal mortality, all these things. Okay, empowerment of women or participation in society. What about GDI? GDI measures gender discrimination in terms of basic amenities. Now what do you think, which one is better to improve? See, improvement of GII will be better, and it will be easy because you know government can take measures, and government policies like reservation and all those things can actually improve GII. If you give share in parliamentary seats, or if you're giving reservations, you can actually improve the status, or in terms of GII you can improve. But you know GDI, government policies alone cannot improve. It is the attitude of the people or the mindset of the people that need to be changed, and that will take long time. Okay, so GII, it is easy to improve. through government programs and all, but not GDI. For that, attitude or mindset changes actually are required. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is there, net economic welfare. Net economic welfare. This is also one of the indicator of economic development. So NEW. Okay, so it's a concept given by Paul Samuelson. So this is related to some modifications in GNP. So let's try to understand that. NEW, net economic welfare, equal to, so GNP, now the modifications we'll see, GNP plus value of housewives services plus value of leisure. Okay, so housewife services will be taken, value of leisure plus expenditure on civil administration and defense plus cost of environmental degradation. Okay, so GNP, some modifications, GNP plus value of housewife services, value of leisure, expenditure on civil administration and defense, and cost of environmental degradation. That's about net economic welfare. Next one, physical quality of life index. So PQLI, physical quality of life index, PQLI. It was developed by MD Morris in 1979. MD Morris in 1979, based on 3 components. The first component is infant mortality. Infant mortality up to the age of 1. You already know out of the 1,000 births, how many children are expected to die. Okay, how many died out of the 1,000 births. Okay, or how many die out of 1,000 live births before the age of 1. Okay, so infant mortality up to age of 1. Second one, life expectancy at the age of 1. Life expectancy at the age of 1. Third one, adult literacy. Okay, so you will construct an index based on the average of this 3. So for all the 3, the value will be taken between 1 to 100, and the average will be taken, and this value will be constructed, and that's what PQLI, physical quality of life index. So these 3 dimensions, you need to remember the name. You need to also know about net economic welfare. Okay, next is global hunger index. Global hunger index. It is actually published by Food Policy Research Institute. Food Policy Research Institute, IFPRI, annually. Okay, annually, and introduced in 2006 by Wealth Hunger Life. It's an organization. Wealth Hunger Hilfi. Wealth Hunger Hilfi. It's an organization. Okay, in 2009, Concern Worldwide was also associated with it. Concern Worldwide also get associated with it, and it is based on 4 components. So let's try to understand the 4 components. 1, undernourishment. That means proportion of population, or the proportion of undernourished people as percentage of population. Okay, so proportion of undernourished people as percentage of population. Okay, second component, that is child wasting. Child wasting means low weight to height for children under 5 years of age. Okay, so low weight for height for children under 5 years of age. It reflects acute hunger. Okay. Third one, child stunting. Okay, that means low height for age. Low height for age. That shows chronic hunger. So if this shows acute hunger, this show chronic hunger. Okay. Next one, 4, child mortality. Okay, so that is death of children below 5 years of age. Death of children below 5 years of age. So these are the 4 components, and different weightages are there. 1 and 4, the weightage is given as 1/3. So weightage given as 1/3. So for this and this, weightage is given as 1/3, and then rest of the, so 1/3 and 1/3 is over. Now 1/3 is left out, that will be divided here. So 1/6 for 2 and 3. Okay, so I hope the weightage is clear for you. Now there will be maximum value. Maximum value for undernourishment is fixed, that is 80. Like we have discussed about this maximum value, minimum value concept when we discussed about HDI. So that is 80 maximum value for undernourishment, and India values 40. 40 means what? 40% are undernourished. Okay, so India values 40 means 40% are undernourished. Then how will you calculate this? The calculation is like this: actual divided by maximum into 100. So if you remember, in case of dimension index, actual minus minimum divided by maximum minus minimum into 100. Here it is actual divided by maximum into 100. So in case of India, actual value is 40. So I will calculate 40 divided by maximum value, which is set as 80, into 100. That means 50%. Okay, so this 50% you will get, and for the first component, and then you will multiply it with the weightage. So what is the weightage in that? 1/3. So like this you will get 16.66 value. Okay, so and like that you will calculate for everything, and then you will take the average, and then you will add all the values, and then you will get the final value. So what do you think, lower value or higher value will be better? Lower value of a global hunger index will be better. Okay, so lower value is better. That means hunger is low. So if value is less than or equal to 9.9, low hunger, I'll give you the classification. Value between 9.9, less than 9.9, low hunger. 10 to 19.9, moderate hunger. Okay, 10 to 19.9, moderate hunger. 20 to 34.9, serious hunger. Okay, and 35 to 49.9, alarming. Okay, and more than 50 if you get extremely alarming. Okay, GHI value of India is 28.5. This is a previous value, you have to refer to the recent value. And rank was 97 out of 118. So we comes under which category? We comes under this category, serious hunger category. Okay, so I hope you understood what are the criterias and the way it is calculated. So these are the 4 components: undernourishment, child wasting, child stunting, and child mortality. Different weightages I have told you. For the first and fourth, it is 1/3, 2 and 3. Rest of the 1/3 is divided, that is 1/6 and 1/6. And I hope you understood what is child wasting: low weight for height; child stunting, low height for age. One shows acute hunger, the other shows chronic hunger. Okay, and based on that you will calculate those values. Maximum value is fixed for everything, and I have given you in case of undernourishment, this is for one example, and in case of India the value is given. So based on that, actual divided by maximum into 100 you will calculate. Similarly, maximum value is fixed for everything. Actual value we will get, based on that we will calculate. Okay, and you add everything and you get the GHI value. Lower value of GHI is better. So if you need to know, undernourishment value of India is 15 and the maximum value is 76. This child wasting, it was 15 and 26, like that. You'll get different values, and based on this you can calculate. You don't want to get into that. So we have discussed about MPI. What is the difference between MPI and GHI? MPI measures poverty, right? GHI measure hunger. Okay, so what is the difference? So when I talk about MPI, it measures deprivation from basic amenities, which include different basic amenities like cooking fuel, electricity, drinking water, road, floor, okay, assets, everything. Here I am talking about deprivation from food. Okay, so both are different. Deprivation from basic amenities, deprivation from food. Now what is the difference between hunger and undernutrition? Hunger means you are not getting food. Undernutrition is all about calorie deficiency. It can be due to unavailability of food, or there can be failure to absorb food because of some infection or illness or some other reasons. Okay, so hunger and this undernutrition are different. And when I talk about malnutrition, malnutrition includes undernutrition as well as overnutrition. Okay, this obesity and all is a part of malnutrition. So malnutrition include both undernutrition as well as overnutrition. Okay, now when I'm talking about undernutrition, it's all about calorie deficiency, maybe unavailability of food, maybe the food is not absorbed properly even if you're eating because of illness or infection or something. Hunger means you're not getting food. So there is a difference between hunger and undernutrition. There is a difference between MPI and GHI. Okay, MPI measures deprivation from basic amenities, GHI measures deprivation from food. So next one, gross national happiness. It's psychological well-being. I'll quickly discuss this. Gross national happiness, GNH. It was actually introduced by the fourth king of Bhutan, Jigme Sangye Wangchuk. Okay, so Jigme Singye Wangchuk in 1972. It is based on 4 pillars and 33 indicators. I don't want to talk about the indicators. I'll talk about the 4 pillars. So 4 pillars. 1. Sustainable socio-economic development. Second one, good governance. Third one, preservation of cultural values. Fourth one, environmental conservation. Okay, so these are the 4 pillars. What is the difference between this well-being and happiness? Well-being is all about economic development, quantitative as well as qualitative growth, development, all these things are there. Happiness, it's a state of mind. Okay, so here they are talking about happiness. So what all things we have discussed so far, and this is entirely different. Okay, here we are not talking anything quantitatively. It's all about psychological. Okay, it's a state of mind. I'm not getting into too much of details of this. GNH, it was actually a mains question before. Essay also asked based on gross national happiness. So in India, Madhya Pradesh actually started this happiness index. Okay, so next one is World Happiness Report, WHR. It is published by UN Sustainable Development Solution Network, UN Sustainable Development Solution Network in 2012. It is based on 6 components. 6 components. World Happiness Report. First component, real per capita income. Real per capita income. Second one, healthy life expectancy. And you can see these two are common in HDI also. The first 2 dimensions of HDI, ISDI, MPI, GDI, these 2 only. Okay. Then third one, having someone to count on. Having someone to count on. That means social support, social capital. See, if there is someone to offer you unconditional support, life feels so much secure. There is no insecurity in life. Okay, so that is considered very much when it comes to World Happiness Report. It's having someone to count on. Fourth one, perceived freedom to make life choices. 5, freedom from corruption. 6, generosity, that is being plentiful, that is being plentiful. This is not generally used because it is very much subjective. World Happiness Report 2016, India's rank was 118. That's what, so you can update these values. So not generally use this one. Okay, so what you need to know here, this GNH, gross national happiness, it is based on 4 pillars and 33 indicators. I have just quickly discussed this. And this also, World Happiness Report, because happiness related anything, if you get this 2 is what you need to primarily write. These are the 2 dimensions or 2 indices which are based on that. So 6 components: real per capita income, healthy life expectancy, having someone to count on, that means social support or social capital, perceived freedom to make life choices, and then freedom from corruption, generosity. Okay, so I hope this is clear for all of you. So in this session we have done important ones. GII we have covered, GDI we have covered, NEW we have covered, net economic welfare, and then PQLI, physical quality of life index, and then gross national happiness and World Happiness Report. So this is what we have covered in this session. I hope this is clear for all of you. If you have any doubt, you can get in touch with me. This is my Instagram ID. You can join the Telegram channel so that you'll get all my videos on economy and history. Okay, so see you guys.